It takes good companies and makes them great, great companies and makes them unstoppable. Leaders mess up the most when it comes to communication. What happens as leaders? We have more information than everyone else. Guess what we forget to do? We forget to share it. We forget to give the gift of information to our people. We forget to say, hey, the expectation is for you to show up at 8:30, not 9:05. People will adhere to the rules of the game. We just do a terrible job of giving them the rules of the game. So Katie McLaughlin talked about this, conscious intention in our leadership. How are we showing up for our people? The role of the leader is to create a predictable environment where our people can make agile, autonomous, and engaged decisions that help the company win. Get out of your people's way. Tell them where we're going. If we don't have objective, we don't have goals, we don't have a vision and a North Star of like, here's the direction we're going, then there's no way we can win. And without clarity, there can be no accountability. Don't expect that people are mind readers. I was in a strategic plan earlier this week, and the CFO and the CEO got into a small tussle. And the CFO said, I'm sorry, I don't know how to read your mind. I thought it was great. But that is such a good indication of a healthy cultural environment, the ability for people to challenge one another. So Tom Brana spoke about the ability to have transparency. That scares the bejesus out of most leaders, to be super transparent and also to raise your hand and say, I'm not sure. Because one of the things that happens, we get promoted through an organization and we've gotten rewarded for being able to do the doing. And then suddenly we don't know the answer. We feel that imposter syndrome. So what do? We make it up. Guess what? Everyone knows you're full of shit. Everyone knows that you don't know the answer. The best thing you can do is say, I'm not sure. When you get that transparency, you have the ability to have authenticity in your conversation, positive, constructive conflict. Healthy conflict should exist in businesses. You shouldn't agree on everything. It's unhealthy to agree on everything. Most times it's not that people agree on everything. It's that they are unwilling to have conflict in the names of the pursuit of the goal. When we can have that healthy conflict inside, we can communicate better to all of our people on the outside. I mean, Park Howe was in, he shared with us the ABT statement. How do you get people engaged and compelled? And that's the connector of the thing that people want, but create tension. Ooh, tell me what's next. Therefore, resolution. I find that leaders generally are poor storytellers. One of the other things that you look at is Kim Bach was here. How do you level up your organization? We create healthy and copious amounts of feedback from one another. Could you imagine going to work every single day and not knowing if you were doing a good job? And to be surprised at a quarterly review to say, oh, I'm really sorry, but you really haven't been doing a good job. You haven't been meeting our expectations. You're like, what? Why didn't you tell me? So how do we create those virtuous cycles of courageous feedback? The answer is always has to start with us as the leader. We give ourselves feedback as we do that. And when we have a lack of communication, we have a lack of clarity, I call it the leadership quicksand. One day something is okay. And the next day the leader walks in and they've completely changed their mind. And what was good yesterday is no longer any good. And you're like, what? Wait a second. Yesterday was cool that we were doing it that way. Now I'm confused. I'm totally frustrated. I have no idea exactly what it is that I'm supposed to do. I don't trust this person. How could I possibly trust this person? Because they don't even know what they're doing. And that lack of trust breaks down the relationship and leads to a lack of performance. And it all starts with us. It's not their fault. It's our fault. And so if we can be really clear, starts with clarity and communication. Without clarity, there can be no accountability. And if you want to drive performance, you have to have accountability. It takes good companies and makes them great, great companies and makes them unstoppable.